lesson. So the lesson is really about understanding how far would you go for success. And this sort of prompted out of the idea that we've all heard that expression, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? Or what would you be willing to risk if you knew you wouldn't fail? And that's a really safe and easy answer because you just naturally say, everything, I'd be all in, I'd go for it. But what would you be willing to risk, or how far would you be willing to go to fail? Because that distance, that idea, that thought of how far you're willing to go to fail really says how far you're willing to go to succeed. Because on the other side of failure, what do we know? There's always success. That we can't arrive at success without failure. And so in order for us to get this idea, this belief system out of our head of like, well, I'd do anything if I knew I could succeed, we've got to sort of switch the table and we've got to say, I'm willing to go as far as I got to go. I'm willing to go it alone. I'm willing to go it an extra 5 miles, an extra 3 hours, an extra 2 days, or in the Dr. Reid case, an extra 365 days. I'm willing to go further than I've ever gone before, not because I know I'll succeed, but because I know I will fail and then succeed. So often I meet with people and they're like, I don't know, that seems kind of risky, that seems kind of big. I don't know, that seems so far out there. And I'm like, but you don't understand. You want success to be closer than failure. You want to be able to cross the finish line before you even arrive at the starting line. You want to have it all before you've given anything. And it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way with our finances. It doesn't work that way with our fitness and our health and our family or anything we're trying to create. Success doesn't happen before failure because the absolute truth is we're going to fail in the process of learning, of mastering, of creating, of discovering, of moving into something new. And that something new is the journey of success that we're on. You know, you don't pick up a bicycle for the first time, sit on the seat and ride a mile. No, you tumble and you fall. But eventually you get to ride in the Tour de France, so to speak. So when I ask you, how far are you willing to go to fail, maybe even in the sense of being publicly embarrassed, exposed, noticed? What I'm really asking you is, how far are you willing to go to succeed if you knew that failure had to happen first? We want to show up at the finish line without doing the sweat. We want to show up fresh and clean and first and, like, look at me. I finished. Oh no, I didn't have to run the whole race. I just clicked my fingers and I was there. It doesn't work that way. And anybody that's telling you that overnight you can be a mega success, you can lose weight, you can have a happy marriage, you can grow your family, grow your business, triple your email list, whatever it is, if they're telling you you can do it with the snap of a finger, they're not selling you the truth. They're selling you what you want to hear. And we know what happens in that situation. It doesn't last, it doesn't build, it's not authentic. So ask yourself today, look at your goal, look at your to-do list, look at your project list, and ask yourself, how far am I willing to go to fail if I know that success would be the next step? How far of a race am I willing to run and get wiped out and bruised and banged and knocked around and exhausted in the process, knowing that on the other side of it is my dream, my goal, my transformation, the thing that I want most? You know, John Maxwell always says everything worth having is uphill. But I love that because once you have it, guess what? You get a downhill ride. Some of us want the downhill ride without ever pedaling uphill, and it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And so I'm going to be honest and true with you because that's what I do as a coach. Not the teddy bear, climb up in the chair and get a blankie and kind of coach. Because if I'm not honest with you, then you won't become honest with who you are. and to achieve our dreams, to get the success that we want, we've got to have honesty in that GPS of success. All right, so the challenge today is really to ask yourself, how far are you willing to go to fail, knowing that success is the next step? Well, thank you for joining me for this lesson. And remember, we get together every weekday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern for other success life lessons.